All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in with me for yet another video. Now, before we start, subscribe down below, throw a thumbs up on this video. I greatly appreciate it. Join the family if you guys haven't yet. Today, we're going to be talking about how I do Instagram influencers, do posts with them with over 1 million followers. How to get influencers that have millions of followers do posts with your brand, and basically to collab with them with sponsored posts. We're going to talk about a couple different things that I think are going to be of value for you guys. So I want you guys to stay all the way to the end with me for this video. Now, we're out in nature, the local park, just getting some sun. Not any sun actually today, getting some nature, excuse me. Unfortunately, there's not any sun out. One more thing before we dive into this, guys. If you guys want a custom built Shopify store by myself or my team, hit the link in the description. It will take you there. You know, a lot of people have been greatly benefiting from those stores and been loving them. So you guys will see all the information down in the link down below. Just go ahead and hit that in the description and you will see that. So anyways, millions of followers, influencers, how do I work with them? There's a couple different things, guys. Number one, you're gonna hear me say this a lot throughout this video: consistency. Consistency. Say it again and again. Stay consistent when you're hitting up these influencers. That is going to be how you're essentially going to get them to reply. You guys have to think, influencers with millions of followers, obviously they've got a lot of DMs, a lot of people reaching out to them. The good news with this is that most likely they do have managers. So you can get in touch with their managers, and you know, they're better at responding than just the influencer would be if they don't have a manager, for example, you know. So that is a benefit for you guys. Each influencer that has over 1 million followers is pretty much bound to have a manager, so you will be able to get in touch with them. Consistency when hitting them up. What I like to do, guys, is, you've heard me mention this before if you're tuned in with the channel, Gmass is a great way. This is a mass email sender. Now, what you can do is put these influencers within a list, and then you just basically get their emails, put them on a list, and Gmass can send a message individually to each one of those recipients instead of just sending it as a group, you know, message. So Gmass is a great way to bulk hit them up. After time, you're gonna want to hit them up pretty much every single day, if not, you know, every other day for a while. I've had a specific influencer that has 1 million followers, just roughly around there, a little bit over. I hit that person up for 2 weeks before I got a response. Hit them up every day for a while, then every other day, finally got a response. And that was, you know, after 2 weeks of hitting them up. And they have been one of my most successful influencers with one of my stores. So, you know, consistency, guys, will pay off for you. That is what I'm going to say, number one, consistency. So you're gonna wanna DM them a lot, swipe up on all their stories, send them a message, just kind of be a pest to them, a little bit annoying, because most likely they haven't even seen your message yet. So it's not even like you are being annoying at all. Just stay consistent with them. And you know, these influencers want to do posts. You're gonna pay them for the posts anyways. They're making money. They want to work with you. The other thing, when you reach out to them, you gotta stay professional. You have to do it in a professional manner. And I possibly in the future may, you know, drop some messages, templates for you guys. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys would like that. I could, like, you know, just do a template for you guys to reach out to these influencers. If that is something that you guys would like, shoot a comment down below and I can do that 100%. When you're reaching out to them, like I said, stay in a professional manner. That's only going to help you because, you know, especially if they have a manager, you know, they want brands that are no liability. It's not going to be some scam, you know, some scammy brand or anything like that. You have to prove to the manager and the influencer up front that you are not a scam, you're real, you're legit, and that helps with, you know, the way you talk to them. The way you talk to them helps that, as well as the look of your brand overall, you know, your Instagram, everything that has to do with that, your website, make it look professional. That is why I do offer those stores, guys, by the way, for a lot of you guys, because that's probably the number one beginner mistake out of everything that I see, is just, you know, unprofessional looking, you know, websites and setups with their Instagram brands, everything. So within those custom stores, guys, I'm not gonna try to sell you on them or anything like that. That is a great option. So like I said, yeah, stay professional with it, stay looking legit, and that's only gonna help you because, you know, think about it. If you're an influencer with 1 million followers, you've built that up for a long time, and you don't want to jeopardize anything that could harm that. So if you work with a brand that has either a product that is not working well, it's kind of a scammy product or a scammy brand, or mismanagement of that brand, anything like that can be a liability for them. So stay professional. Everything when you're hitting them up, you got to stay professional. Another key with that is don't make it, you can stay professional without making it paragraphs. People don't necessarily like to read a bunch of paragraphs. They're getting so many emails anyways. Get it concise, short and concise, and get to the point when you're reaching out to these influencers and their managers. So consistency, professionalism when you actually are reaching out to them are only going to help you. Those are some great tips that you need to keep in mind. Now, as far as me, like I already mentioned, that one influencer that I did mention with that particular influencer with a million followers, that influencer has done great for me, and I've done posts with that influencer every single week for a long time on one of my particular stores. And like I had mentioned, it took me 2 weeks to even get in contact and get a response back from them, So this is a long game when you're reaching out to these influencers. It doesn't have to be. It's all about your work ethic and consistency when hitting them up. And it's not going to take 2 weeks for every influencer to respond. It may take, 1 day. It may happen immediately, or you may have to, for some influencers, hit them up a little more consistency. It's all about your work ethic, guys. So within this video, those are some main keys that I do like to I hope that you guys can receive, and I wanted to let you guys know about those because I think a lot of people don't know if they can get millions of influencers with millions of followers. They don't think their brand is big enough yet, anything like that, or something like that. I've had influencers with 200K do posts with my stores when they're fresh, a couple days. Some stores when I just start them and they've only got 100 followers, an influencer with 200K will do a post with me. That happens all the time. So do not limit yourselves on what you guys can do with these influencers. They're so powerful. I've even had people hit me up saying, do influencers even work? And I'm astonished by that because I share the results on my Instagram, on my YouTube channel here. Guys, they work so well. And I'm gonna go back to what I mentioned a lot within these videos. It's the same thing as if the influencer has built up this reputation within their audience, so the audience trusts that influencer and what they say. It's kind of like a friend. The audience feels as if that influencer is a friend and it's part of their lives, literally. You guys probably have the same thing with some of the people that you follow on Instagram, and you've never met them in real life, but yet you feel like they're your friend and you feel like you can trust them. So it's not a manipulation thing at all. It's just going off that same principle with influencers. When they share a product to their audience, that audience respects that more because they respect that influencer's opinion, of course. I mean, it's common sense, guys, but it is good to hear out loud, especially as beginners who don't have a full grasp on everything yet. So at the very least, I hope this video inspired you to go after the big influencers. You 100% can. Don't think for 1 second if your brand's too small or anything like that. Try. There's no limit on how many you can email or hit up. Maybe Instagram may restrict you from DMing a bunch of people at one time, but there's no limit. You guys can do it the next day, the next day, the next day. Stay consistent with it, guys. The last thing you guys want to do is hit them up for 3 days, get no responses, and say that the influencers don't work or they don't respond, anything like that, guys. Stay consistent. Like I said, I'm glad that I did mention that example for 2 weeks. That follower or that influencer that had 1 million followers and has been one of my most profitable influencers. Now, one last thing to end this video, guys. I did mention the custom built store, and I don't mention that in every single one of my videos. So I wanted to kind of go in depth, if you're still with me, talking a little bit more about those stores. Essentially, it's my team building you a store. There's also an option for myself personally to build you a store, highly converting store with a winning product attached. Now, this is a product that has winning potential. It's not guaranteed to win for you, but I oversee every single one of the stores and what products go in there. It's going to be in a specialized niche. We have a multitude of different niches that are very highly converting. I have a lot of influencers, a lot of potential within each of those niches that we pick. So definitely, if you guys are interested at all in those, like I said, the link will be in the bio or in the description of this video. You guys can connect with me on Instagram to learn more about those. If you guys have any more questions, I would love for you to DM me on Instagram talking more about those, and we can go more in depth. We can even I can answer any questions you guys might have. But if you guys do hit the link, you will notice, or you guys will see some information on there and kind of a breakdown of what it offers. If you guys need more in depth about, from what I already had mentioned in this video. So nevertheless, I wanted to end this video talking about that. And I appreciate you so much for your time, like I said, and for watching. And definitely reach out to me if you guys have any questions. And within this video, I'd like you to comment down below any questions as well. If you guys want to personally contact me in private over DM, we can do that as well. But nevertheless, I appreciate the support. We've been growing rapidly on the channel, so I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.